Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Law of Attraction Power Tarot for the week of February 12th through the 18th. And this week's energy, I pulled the first card that I pulled for this week's energy is the Eight of Swords. And I really wanted to try to get a really good close-up picture of this for you. There you go. That's a good one. All right. And in this picture, it shows that her eyes are cast down. It's pouring rain. The look on her face is one of, I'm not happy with where I'm at and what's happening. And the energy of the Eight of Swords actually is an intellectual block, mental energy that is, something that you can't seem to work through. It's emotion. Even though it's a sword card and it's not a cup, it's still emotion, and it's working through that. Maybe it's an outburst, like a downpour. This downpour of rain that she got caught in. It's going to be a downpour of emotion. And it's funny, this week is Valentine's Day, and I know a lot of us feel the energy of Valentine's Day. Sometimes it's positive energy, and sometimes it's negative energy. And it's all in what we label it. Valentine's Day is a day to celebrate love, and it doesn't have to be love between two people in a passionate relationship. It can be love between children and parents. It can be love between spouses. It can be love between best friends. It can be love between you and your pets. It's really funny. Because of the energy this week that we're going through, and especially today, yesterday, the 11th, we had a full moon in Leo, and it was a grand trine, and the energy of that full moon, Leo is, look at me, big burst of powerful people, courage and just passion, and Leo energy is fire energy. And so I shuffled the deck a couple of times, and I said, okay, Spirit, I really want to make sure that I pull the precise cards for this week, and I want to make sure that I do it in a way that I know I'm not mis-shuffling in any way. And it's really funny. The first card I pulled for the beginning of the week here is, let me move my finger. It's the Ace of Cups. And as you can see, it's a cornucopia of fruit. It's abundance. It's overflowing. It's love in all of its loud and largest Leo forms. So this was the beginning of the week, and I'll go into more detail in a moment. In the middle of the week, and I went through and shuffled the deck. Each time I pulled a card, I pulled the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups, of course, is the energy of opportunity. It is emotion. Cups are emotion. They're water. And it's really funny that, I pulled these two cards for the first and the middle, and then for the end of the week, ta-da! I pulled the Six of Cups, another emotion card, another water sign card. And this one talks about time and our perspective to time. So let me go through and get into a little bit more detail about each card. This card, the very first card, the Ace of Cups. Well, aces in anything is beginnings. It's the first card of each suit. And it's the end card in the court cards, which is, the culmination of all of the court cards to the ace. And then the ace is the beginning. And so what you see here is all of this fruits tumbling out of this cornucopia. It is so much love and abundance, you can't hold on to it. It is that feeling of fullness, of joy, of, overcoming any and all obstacles when it comes to love. It's emotional satisfaction. It also stands for fertility. So for some of you, this could be a card that speaks to that fertile moment, fertile time. And love energy is fertile. It's growth. It's growing. It's blossoming. In the middle of the week, when we go to the Eight of Cups and the Opportunity card, let me think here. So This is also talks about beginning. It's an opportunity. It's taking a look at the opportunities. You can see that there are 6 sides to these dice, and there are different markings on each side. It's got on a sky background and clouds, so it's divine opportunity. It's energy coming in from above. That's giving you the opportunity to maybe start a new relationship, or maybe it's to change directions in your career, or maybe it's a sign to tell you that you're not looking at the opportunities around you. Sometimes we get so blinded by what we're doing day to day that we miss good opportunities to, go someplace and meet some new people, or take that walk on the beach and connect with nature and get that divine inspirational moment. This also talks about perseverance and affection. It talks about your heart opening up in opportunity. Let me see. I have to read my notes a little bit because I wrote a lot this morning. It's opportunity in the making. It's something coming down. It's something coming into your life. It's something you need to be looking for. You need to be noticing that there are opportunities coming around you this week. And that maybe there's something that you've been wanting for a while now that you just didn't think you could have. And, with the emotional energy that's flowing this week, with the Leo energy from the full moon, the Leo energy from the full moon and that grand trine it's a push forward. It's movement forward. It's the end of something quickly and the beginning of something new. And with the grand trine energy, we have so much to look forward to, and sometimes we forget that. We are so busy looking behind us that we don't look ahead. When it comes to the 6 of Cups, here again you see that it is a man, and he's walking away from, the hourglass with the sand, and it looks like the sand is dissipating. And basically what this card speaks to, though, is the same as opportunity. What this card speaks to is the hourglass is still full. It's moving from one direction to another. It's still full. The only difference here being that it's on one end of the hourglass and not the other. So it's a time of fulfilling something. You're ending something with this new moon. So the sand is leaving that side of the glass, and you're walking away from that situation and looking towards the new situation that's coming up. It talks about reflection. I'm, again, reading from my notes. I'm sorry, I've got a couple of things that I wrote here that are really important, and I don't want to miss sharing those with you. It's the planet Saturn, and Saturn governs time. So it's a return to the past, a reawakening of a feeling that maybe was never buried. And I look at this in a different light, though, today. I'm looking at this with our energy of the full moon. It's ending. Something from your past is ending, whether it's a relationship, whether it's an emotion that you thought you had dealt with and you hadn't. Maybe it's a situation that you're in that you don't want to be in any longer. Maybe it's a career that you want to change. Maybe it's just something as simple as you want to change the way you feel about people or the way you feel about things. This is a time of loving, with the Valentine's energy coming in on February 14th in the next 2 days. And that energy doesn't flow just on Valentine's Day. The days that lead up to it, this is a weekend. It's a Sunday today. And so I'm sure a lot of people celebrated Valentine's with their loved ones maybe yesterday because they'll be working during the week. So that love energy that started yesterday is going to carry through Valentine's Day and on to the end of the week. And when all of the sand ends in this hourglass and that this man is walking away from, Father Time is going to pick up that hourglass and he's going to flip it over. And something is going to begin. And that's what happens in the next 2 weeks when we come into the new moon, which will be coming up. I think it's on the 26th of February we have the new moon. So again, as I said, a lot of this cup energy is emotions. Emotions can be abundant. They can be opportunities. They can be something you have to walk away from. But it's still emotional. It's still that feeling, and that feeling is the heart that connects with the mind. Living from your heart instead of your mind and your ego isn't an easy way to live, because sometimes the outer world tests our ego with our heart by pulling our heartstrings. I think we see that a lot in commercialism. And it's really important that you understand that even though the energy of this week is that there's crisis coming, there's going to be abundance that's going to come through that crisis. There's going to be opportunities that come from that crisis. And then there's going to be change. And time is going to change. Things are going to change. It's inevitable. It's life. It's the spiral of the way we all work. Life changes us. We move through different stages of our lives, from infancy to toddler to child to teen to young adults to older adults and beyond. And I think that if you can hold tight to the energy of love this week, if you can speak to the full moon energy of Leo, that boisterous, show me love, show me, let me show you, who I am. Look at me. I am a loving being, and I want to express that to everyone I meet this week. If you can hold on to that feeling of love for everyone and everything, if you can bless even the crises that may come this week, if you can look at that storm and know that that's not going to last. That's not going to last. Because as we're going through that, abundance is going to show up. And that abundance is going to overshadow any critical emotions that you might have. And then when you feel abundant, when you project that energy of abundance and love out into the universe, law of attraction slams back more love and abundance. And that's where the opportunities are going to come into play. And they're going to show up in a myriad of ways. And you just have to be prepared, maybe, to make some choices about what you're going to walk away from. Maybe that's the energy this week, is the abundance is going to flow. Your heart's going to be open. You're going to feel love. The universe is going to attract more love back to you. And in that moment of getting those opportunities, you're going to have to make some decisions. Well, my friends, that's it for this week. I wish you all a wonderful Valentine's Day. I will want to send out my love to each and every one of you. I want you to all know that from my heart to yours, I wish you love this week. I want you to look for the opportunities. I hope to hear from you and tell me all of the abundant things that have shown up in your life this week. And hold on to that Leo energy. Show the world who you are. You're made of bigger stuff. You're made of stardust, the universe. It's a wonderful life, my friends. Live it. Until next time, thank you.